All right. Hey there. I just got to vent. I just have to vent. Um, I'm coming on here tonight because there is more shenanigans by the Trump administration that's meant to attack the infrastructure of Black civil rights. And I'm going to give you the details about what that is, what the implications of that are in terms of what just happened this weekend. Um, but beyond that, I have to vent about a lot of things. So just give me a moment for me to vent about this moment, and then I'll get to the specifics of what's happening now and what we need to do. Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you see me on Roland? I vented some on Roland's show. I'm going to continue with what I was talking about when I was on Roland's show on Friday, because I do want to start off with that. One of the things that I vented about on Roland's show, and it wasn't meant to be a vent, it was the answer to a question. But it was true. And I don't see anybody else talking about this. Okay. If you have an aversion to curse words, you need to cut the volume down right now, because I'm about to let it fly. Just fair warning. If you have little ones around and you're trying to keep their little ears pure, cut it down for a second. Okay. Because I just got to say something the way it needs to be said. Okay. And then I'm going to back it up with what we need to do. Okay, y'all ready? I gave y'all warning. Okay, so now I can say what I need to say. Where the fuck are our leaders? Where the fuck are our so-called leaders? Is there anybody else wondering this? Where the fuck are they? Is there anybody else here over the past several weeks? Has anybody else been wondering this? Or is it just me? I don't know about y'all, but I am ready to primary a whole lot of them out. I'm tired. I'm tired. The lack of leadership is freaking. I have a pretty big vocabulary, but it's hard for me to come up with the right word. It's fucking baffling. It's absolutely dumbfounding. It's amazingly overwhelming, the level of disappointment. Where the fuck are they? If I see one more person introducing some nonsense on Capitol Hill that they know ain't got a snowball's chance of hell in getting passed, instead of spending their time doing something substantive in this moment, I am going to fucking scream. I am sick and tired of the bullshit. She's about the only one. I will say, I do like Jasmine Crockett Martell, but so many of them have been freaking MIA. MIA. Well, who's that? Dion? Tell the truth and shame the devil. Hello. Listen. I saw something the other. Two things have happened recently that's really pissed me off. Besides the obvious. Multiple things have happened. Okay, let me just kind of condense it down to the most recent ones. They are they are trying to stay in their safe places and stay instead of sketching strays. That's such a good way to say it. Oh my God, that's so true. Oh my God, that's so true. Trying to keep those seats. instead of saying what needs to be said and doing what needs to be done. I mean, I hear everybody saying, well, you know, it's very interesting how things are being positioned. For example, if you guys listen to MSNBC, for example, and you're like, oh, why aren't the Republicans, you know, when are they going to stand up? Fuck, when are you going to stand up? And if I hear one more say some dumb shit about, well, my Republican colleagues, you ain't got no fucking colleagues. Those people are criminals, colluders in a crime. Why are you even referring to them with that level of respect? I don't even understand the level of ineptitude. The level of ineptitude is dumbfounding. It's dumbfounding. We are watching decades of civil rights advancements being completely gutted, and not one of them have had the balls to stand up and say, not on my fucking watch. Not one. Where are they? But they're introducing bills for an impeachment that they know will go nowhere based on absolutely nothing that has to do with our civil rights that are being stripped away in this moment. Introducing bills about having a Rosa Parks holiday, bless her soul, but everybody knows that shit ain't gonna pass. Why are you wasting time on that? I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. I can scream. Because we have entrusted you to represent us in moments like this. Where the fuck are you? At minimum, your ass could be having a press conference every day, letting people know what is happening. the impact of what is happening in real time. Just this weekend, you had a memo go out from the quote unquote civil rights division of the Department of Education that they are gutting everything else in the Department of Education, just sat there and got rid of $900 million in contracts for the Department of Education, which you know are going to impact our businesses. Some of our businesses are catching strays because of that. They just released this memo. Every day, you're right, Michelle. They need to be having that every fucking day. They need to be this is a Trump criminal line, like a crime watch. They need to brand that shit as a crime watch. And today's in Trump's crime log, this is what happened. They don't know how to fight. It just is complete buffoonery on steroids on Capitol Hill. And I'm tired of the shit. But anyway, let me tell you what's happening this weekend, which has got me my knickers in a knot right now. The latest thing, okay, there's so many. But this adds on to the attacks on things that we fought for decades. So the latest thing that just happened this weekend. Exactly right. That's my question. Where is the Black Caucus? Where are they? They're introducing bills to have Rosa Parks holiday and to impeach the president over his Gaza statements. That's where they are. While our civil rights are going all the fuck down the drain. Thank you very much. Makes plenty of sense. Makes plenty of sense. Okay, so what they did this weekend was the latest in the Trump crime watch. Since they're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay, Trump crime watch. Okay, here is the latest news that happened in the criminal enterprise that is the Trump administration. Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. You got that right, Michelle. Everybody else's contracts getting canceled, not Elon Musk with his billions of dollars that he's getting from the federal government. I'd be a billionaire too if the federal government gave me billions in federal contracts. The latest news on the Trump crime watch Here's what they did this weekend. This weekend, they released a memo in the Department of Education's Civil Rights Division, which said that they are going after any institution that has any race-based anything. This could be scholarships. This could be cultural centers on campus. This could be graduation ceremonies. For this could even be Black student unions. This could impact things like the Thurgood Marshall Fund that gives scholarships to Black students. This could impact things like the United Negro College Fund that provides scholarships for our students. Like anything that has to do with quote unquote race, they want to eliminate. Now, let me tell you what the bigger motive is behind the insidiousness of this action by the Trump crime family. Let's just call a thing a thing. The Trump crime organization that has now taken over your federal government, including the Nazi Elon Musk. Let's just call a thing a thing. I'm not even mincing words anymore. Since the Congress people don't know how to do this. Apparently. Let me do it. Okay. Let me tell you what their bigger mission is, because I want to put this in the context with regards to everything that you're doing. You just can't look at this in terms of one thing at a time. This is a complete web of racist activity that is being implemented. Good evening to you too, Dee. By this white supremacist cabal that has now taken over the federal government like a fucking plague and are doing everything that they can to implant their racist ideology throughout our federal system, with the goal of not only wreaking havoc on our economy for their own benefit. Let's just get that right. With the goal of wreaking havoc on this economy for their own benefit, but also with the goal of societal reordering. You need to realize who is in charge. You have the real person in charge is an Afrikaner from South Africa looking to replicate his biggest, boldest, wildest, wet dreams from the height of apartheid and put it in place here in America. That's the first thing that they're looking to do. Why do you think they are having the specific, very, very targeted animus towards diversity, equity, and inclusion? Let's just call a thing instead of relying on acronyms that a lot of the population don't even know what the fuck it stands for. So let's just call it what it is. The reason why these people have an aversion to diversity, equity, inclusion is because they don't want to be equitable. They don't want to include anybody but white men. And they sure as hell don't want diversity. They want a whole lot of unqualified white men in key positions of power, which is what they are doing and have done successfully. Congratulations to our new head of the Department of Defense, who just went over to Europe and embarrassed the whole nation because of his complete ineptitude, unqualified nature, and inability to speak a coherent sentence. Congratulations to our new Department of Transportation secretary, who, is a real world alum and now has the job of keeping us safe in the air. Don't know about you, but I sure as hell don't feel safe flying lately. Congratulations to the idiots who decided to fire all the people whose jobs was to sort of run our nuclear plants, and now they can't find them, and now they understand that they kind of need those folks because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Congratulations. Oh my God, congratulations to the new the head of the Department of Health and Human Services, who, you know, has absolutely zero medical degrees or backgrounds or experience, but somehow believes that, you know, that it's unsafe to make sure that your children are properly immunized. And now there's a tuberculosis outbreak in Texas. Good luck. Good luck. Woo, you on your own, y'all. I want everybody to really understand we are on our own right now. We're on our own right now. Here's what you need to understand. When a government is working correctly, you shouldn't really even know that it's working. Shit just should work. But you know what? Now your ass is about to find out why all those civil servants were there doing their jobs. Because now we have Boo Boo the Fool in charge, who's putting all these other Boo Boo the Fools in charge, who don't know what the hell they're doing, and now everything's going straight to hell. But that's now, I got off on a tangent. This is what I meant to say. The reason why they are going after all of these quote unquote race-based programs in higher education, and I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop when they start to attack HBCUs, because you know that's next on the docket. Is think about this in totality. They have attacked the federal workforce, 20% of whom roughly is Black. Historically, it's been one of those spaces that Black people have gravitated to in order to gain access to the middle class, because historically speaking, it was one of the first institutions in this nation that was less discriminatory than private industry. It's not that Black people woke up one day and said, "Oh, let's get a job at the post office." It's just that, you know, in a world and a nation that was filled with legalized discrimination, people act like this shit happened a million years ago. It did not. I am the first person, I'm in the first generation of my family to go to integrated schools. People act like this shit was millions of years ago. It was not. So what they are doing right now is they're looking to cut off access to the middle class for Black people, not only by attacking the federal workforce, but people need to understand that when they are going after DEI, they're not just going after DEI professionals. Please understand me when I say that. When they're going after DEI, they're not just going after DEI professionals. Please understand that if you are not a white man, a white straight man, DEI is meant to make sure that among a lot of different things in the workforce, including hiring practices, that a broader range of people are considered for opportunities. So I don't care what your area of what your job focus is in. One of the things that helped to be able to expand the ability for more diverse people to have access to different jobs is the fact that you had organizations put in place practices that broaden the scope of the people that they would consider for those jobs. So they're trying to attack access to good quality jobs. At the same time, they're pulling out all of these contracts that are not only D&I in nature, they're encouraging private industry to stop their supplier diversity programs. So once again, even if you're not a DEI professional, if you are a business of any kind that's looking to do business with either private industry or the federal government, they are looking to attack you, particularly if you're a Black business. And I'm saying that specifically because implicitly, you all realize, we all know what they do. We all know what they do, the gaslighting that they do around DEI. The gaslighting that they do around DEI, in spite of what they do in terms of hiring unqualified people to do shit every damn day, like what we're seeing with Trump's cabinet. In spite of that, the lie that they propagate, the gaslighting that they use when it comes to DE&I is that they claim that you are not qualified, that you are not good enough, that you don't belong there. So their implication is then that the implication of that is that if you're going to make, if a Black person is to get that job, or if a Black business is to get that contract, then y'all need to make sure, y'all need to really be able to justify that. Because the implication is they don't deserve it. Right? That's the implication. Yep. You're exactly right, Michelle. They want it all. They want it all. You're exactly right. All of it. Colonizers be colonizing. They want it all. So here is what I want you all to get when you are at the same time, mind you, just indiscriminately kicking people off of their jobs, getting rid of entire departments. And don't even get me started on what the type of evil that it takes to want to take down USAID. Let me say a little bit about that, then I'll continue with this line of thought. One of the things I've done in my past is I've had the opportunity to go around the world training around women's entrepreneurship. And, I've done this throughout several countries throughout the continent in Africa. I've done it in South America. I've done it in the Pacific. I've done it throughout the Caribbean. So several different spaces on Earth. I would say probably the biggest area of the planet that I haven't really gone to and done this work is Asia. But I've been to Europe. I've been like all of these places doing this type of work focused on Black women entrepreneurs, or the key indigenous people of that land when I went to the Pacific. And here's what I want you to understand, that in all of those situations, I really got a chance to see close up the important work of USAID. And I want you to know, people will die because of what's happened. People will lose access to medicine. People will lose access to care. Even women who are trying to build businesses will lose support that they got in order to help to grow their businesses, to make sure that their children can eat. And what this criminal organization that has done, that is in place right now, that's taken over our system. And I wish some Democrats would watch how I'm messaging this, because maybe you could learn something. Shit. Tired of y'all. What this criminal organization has done. Oh, baby, you leaving? I didn't know you were leaving tonight. Okay. Give me a second, guys. My youngest is getting ready to head back to college. I thought he was going back in the morning. He's got his senior pictures in the morning. Come here, give me some hugs. I think he's going to head into his dad's house real quick before he leaves out. Hi, sweetie. Mwah. All right. So listen, you guys, here's the thing. This is it. They have on the one hand done this work attacking that, and they did it looking to see what would happen. Like you'd have to be dumb not to realize what's going on right now. Okay. What's going on right now is that they are literally doing whatever the fuck they want, whether or not it's legal. Who cares about laws? You just saw what Trump just tweeted out the other day. He doesn't care about what's law. He doesn't even care if he's doing stuff that's unconstitutional. He thinks he's the king of the world. He can just do whatever the fuck he wants to do. So their whole modus operandi is just to do whatever they want to do, see if there's any pushback, and then if not, they'll just keep doing it. So where there's pushback, you saw that they sometimes will pull back. We saw that when they tried to just get rid of all the funding that was going out a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden, blowback, lawsuits, and they said, well, maybe we don't have to do that now. But there wasn't the same type of pushback when they got rid of USAID. And when there wasn't that level of pushback, I was like, y'all need to understand, first of all, a lot of the contracts that are related to USAID is not just about giving to other countries, because I know there's a lot of people in this country who's like, I don't care about it. I don't want to do it in anybody else's countries, and I just want to focus on us. There are a lot of Americans who sell things, who have contracts with the USAID that then is used overseas. There are a lot of farmers right now who are finding out, farmers who voted for Trump, who are finding out, oh, wait a minute, that impacts me. Hello. So I say all that to say they did that and they saw that there was no pushback. And I knew then, I was like, if they don't get pushed back on this USAID, they are going to run roughshod through the government and attempt to do this with every other major department. And here we are. Now look at what's happening. Look at what's happening with Department of Education. Look at what they're trying to do over there at Justice. Look at what they're about to do over there at the FBI and have done at the FBI. Already unprecedented stuff. I mean, this is just the beginning. They're going to do it everywhere. They've already gotten rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Good luck. Because if there's one thing we found out, it's that we can trust the financial industries to be fair and transparent with us. They've gotten rid of that. Good luck. Good luck with that, y'all. Be careful. Listen, it's the wild, wild west out here now. Okay, that's gone. Remember what happened? Remember what caused that in the first place? What may have caused the development of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in the first place? Oh, it may have been the huge housing bubble and crash that led to a worldwide recession that got the black man in office. You know things were fucked up if this country voted for a black man to be president. I'm just trying to remind y'all what happened, the context of how he got in office. It's not just because he's charming and handsome and was able to get people excited about his candidacy. It's because they fucked shit up so bad. So bad. It created this scenario where he could win. Hey there, Maria. Good to see you. I say all that to say, after that happened, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was put in place so that there would be some guardrails on the financial industries in this nation to protect consumers. Good luck. It's now gone. It's now gone. They are going to do this piecemeal, piece by piece by piece by piece throughout the federal government. You know, it amazes me how people acted like they didn't think he was telling the truth when he said what he was going to do. It amazes me when people believed him when he said he didn't know what Project 2025 was, a habitual liar. It amazes me. And it amazes me the extent to which there are people that are just freaking selfish, who is like, I don't really care what happens to all these other people. I just want it because of my one little thing. I want eggs to go down. Oh, that's working out, isn't it? First of all, I never believed that shit in the first place. This ain't have nothing to do with eggs. It had to do with protecting whiteness. I agree with that. I don't think he really won either. I do think there are some shenanigans that happened with Elon and manipulation of information, Starlink, all of that stuff. I don't trust those folks as far as I can throw them, which also makes me worry that how are we going to get them out of office? Are they ever going to get off? Like, I really think, if you guys saw me on Roland the other day, I said something then that I still stand 10 tones down in right now. Democracy has already fallen. It's already fallen. And if you don't see that yet, you behind. It's already fallen. Now, I didn't come on here only to rant about all of that. I wanted to come on here to talk about what to do next. Okay. Let's see. He did the same thing in Germany. Oh God, yes. 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 Elon's son is going to tell it all. He sure. That little, whew, Jesus. In my last training, I said something about mediocre white guys, and I remember somebody asked me, "Well, how do they get such hubris?" Because my thing is, you need to have the confidence of a mediocre white guy, and they're like, "Well, how do they get such confidence?" If you ever wondered how mediocre white guys get the confidence that they get, look at Elon's boy. Look at that little brat running around like he owns the world. That's how they got it, because of the type of treatment, lack of boundaries, lack of correction. That's how they get it. So democracy has already fallen. We have this autocrat in power right now. We have this broad criminal enterprise that has taken over our federal government. This was the Manchurian candidate that is now infiltrated into our system and is taking it down from within. That's what's going on right now. Trust and believe that is what's happening. And the thing that is most infuriating to me is that there is no opposition party. There is no organized political action on the other side that is effectively fighting back, even if all you can do to fight back is fucking raise hell each and every day. They ain't even doing that. They sit here wasting time doing useless things that they know ain't got a snowball's chance in hell of doing anything, instead of doing anything productive with regards to at least letting their constituents know how what is going on right now will impact their lives. One of them held a press conference to say that it is now legal to discriminate against you in employment and contracting. Now, has anybody done that? Please let me know. I will be more than happy to stand corrected if somebody knows about that something that I missed, because I haven't seen it. But what I said is true. Most Black people don't even know that. Okay, let's get to solutions. Because I'm just like, I'm mad, y'all. I'm really mad. Because when I think about the political capital and the sacrifices that were made for decades under the thought that that's what Black political power looks like. Hear me now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Under the thought that that's what Black political power looks like. And in the moment where we need that, that's not Black political power. That's not power. MIA. AWOL. Nowhere to be seen. Completely motherfucking disappointing. Okay, so what do we do? I'm sorry, y'all. I got to laugh, keep from crying. I've been in just a jacked up mood all day. Think about this. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, so I'm thinking about all the different ways in which we're under attack. Right, we're under attack. If it's particularly DEI professionals, I especially feel for you because they really going after you. Okay. Have y'all seen the list of banned words in grants? Have y'all seen that? List of banned words, y'all. So if certain words end up in proposals, it's an automatic no for them. I'll have to post the list, okay? And there are words like you would use in everyday language, like woman, like Black, like equity, banned. Like if that shows up, it's a no for that grant. It's a whole list of them too, long list. So what I'm saying here is clearly this is unprecedented territory. We are in unprecedented territory in this moment, at least in our lifetimes. This is not unprecedented territory in that history of our struggle in this country. This is unprecedented territory in our lifetimes, though. Okay. Yes, woman is banned. So here is what I want you to know. And I want you to say, because Betty, I want y'all to understand this. I talked about this a little bit on Roland's show last night. Not last night, Friday night. Y'all need to understand that there is an incestuous relationship between racism and patriarchy. Okay, let me say that again. There's an incestuous relationship between racism and patriarchy. Patriarchy loves racism. Racism loves patriarchy. They work together towards the mutual goal of oppression. And when it comes specifically to the issue of white women, here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting thing, y'all. White women, on the one hand, gets to benefit from proximity to race, to white male status. Okay, so they can benefit from their race. But if they do not submit themselves to patriarchy, then they are subjected to sexism, right? And what's going on right now in this moment of this incestuous relationship between racism and patriarchy is the reason why woman is listed on that list is they don't want to fund any programs that are meant to help women be able to have any agency over their own lives. Do you understand that? They don't want women to be able to, for example, gain protection from a spouse or a partner that's committed violence against her. They really want to get rid of no-fault divorce. Y'all think they playing? I really, it's amazing to me how people just think they playing when they say shit like this. They're so outlandish. They really believe this. They want you to stay with that abusive husband, especially if you're white. Especially if you're white. Hear me on this. What they are most afraid of right now. Yeah? Exactly right, D. What they are most afraid of right now is the shifting demographics of America. Why do you think they're going all in on the deportations, right? But not of Europeans who are overstaying visas. Oh no, nobody looking for them. Not even of, South Africans who came under here under false pretense and is still here. I don't know, by the name of somebody like an Elon Musk. What they want is to reduce the percentage of people of color in this country so as to slow down the shifting of this nation into a majority people of color nation. And to do that, they not only need to reduce the number of people of color in this nation, they also need to increase the number of white people in this nation, which means that they want white women at home, barefoot, pregnant, not being able to control their bodies and their agency and when to have children and how many children to have. That's why one of the first things that they had to get rid of was Roe. Y'all need to keep up. That's the plan. They need them making more white babies. Hello. Absolutely. So I want y'all to understand racism and patriarchy, just like this, just like this, just like this. Always have been, always will be. Okay? That is true, but look at who they're lifting up. Like, how many baby mamas does Elon Musk have? Has anybody lost count? He got like 12 kids, I think, by about like 5 baby mamas. I'm not being facetious, y'all. That's for real. Somebody Google it. I could have the numbers slightly off, but it's something like that. They're not talking about just staying with one woman and having one child or a couple of children with one woman. Another reason why you wouldn't want no fault divorce. They want to be able to be off the leash. They going after, they want to eliminate any space for choice, but they ain't doing nothing about Viagra. Oh Lord. Ain't no limitations on how many little blue pills you can have. None. So when you got that situation, you can have several women pregnant at the same time. But I digress. Okay, so here is the larger point I'm trying to make. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me, because I know I'm kind of, absolutely, Monica. It's eugenics. It's eugenics. It's eugenics. Absolutely. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me tonight, because I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I warned you. I said this is a rant. And it is. It's a rant. So here's what's happening, okay? They are looking to slow down the browning of America. And so they will do that by trying to deport as many non-whites as they can, including some of these Hispanics that thought they were going to get the pass. Some of these Nicaraguans, some of these Cubans thought, oh my God, well, they're not going to do that to us because we got proximity to whiteness. I'd be damned. They're coming after you too. Coming after you too. Good luck. It's a whole mess. Okay. But the goal is to get rid of as many of them as possible. Then when that happens, we all know they also want to reorder society so Black people can go back to those Black jobs that Donald Trump was talking about, that supposedly the Latinos took from us, in terms of what he was saying during the campaign. So that's really what his goal is. He don't want you working for the federal government for a middle wage job. He doesn't want you owning a business, doing really well for yourself. He wants you stuck in a little Black job in a field somewhere, picking food for them. Analogous to the era in which they thought America was great. Think about it, okay? So while they're attacking us on that end, what they're doing right now in terms of higher education, when I told you what they did this weekend in the Department of Education as it relates to targeting anything that has race related to it, as it relates to higher education, covering everything from scholarships to, affinity groups on college campuses, all of those things, is they're trying to cut off your access to higher education. Black people, hear me. They want to cut off your access to higher education. In other words, they are looking to cut off every avenue for you to rise economically in this country. From the very first day that he got in office, I have been coming on here telling you guys the goal is to attack Black economic power. And they just keep doing shit to prove me right. Now you got to think, but how many of you here got kids going to college? First of all, even before this, I would have highly recommended that they go to an HBCU, at least for undergrad. But I have to tell you what's happening right now is they are really trying to undermine access to higher education for our kids, for our children's future. Think about also the cultural impacts of what they're doing beyond the specific attacks that they're looking to put in place that will cut off access to higher education, cut off access to certain contracts, cut off access to other ways in which we have traditionally used in order to gain middle-class status through employment through the federal government. I want you all to understand that they are doing all this at the same time they are sending out cultural signals to embolden overt racism and white supremacist organizations all across this country. Have y'all not seen the uptick in white supremacist activity throughout this nation in terms of the marches and everything that they're doing? Next thing you know, unfortunately, we know what happens. There'll be a hate crime, there'll be attacks. We know what they do. Be prepared to protect yourself. I say this almost every time that I come on here, but I'm for real. Don't play. I want everybody to understand the gravity of this moment. You need to right now be preparing to protect yourself both economically and physically in this season. Hear me when I say that. Be prepared to protect yourself both economically and physically in this season. I am serious. Protect your home. Protect your money. Protect your children. I am serious. All right, now, I was going to say something else about that, but the whole point is this: they're looking to go after it all, so we have to fight back. Now, what do we do? I think it's important that we realize that, honestly, I feel like everybody who is already a business owner, you need to do everything that you can in order to be able to protect that business so you can have some money coming in. You believe me? Say amen in the chat. Amen. Okay. Amen. Okay. You cannot allow this person to undermine the success of your business. Why am I thinking about Gandalf? And that when he has the staff, he's like, you shall not stand. What is it? Gandalf. Aiden, what's that saying that Gandalf says when he hits his staff on the ground? You shall not pass. There you go. That. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to inject a little humor in here. Woo, you gotta laugh to keep the rhyme sometimes. That's the mindset I need y'all to have with what's going on right now. I need you to have like this start line that you are protecting your family with, and be like Gandalf. Okay, I don't know if there's any other nerds out here who know who the hell I'm talking about when I say Gandalf. Okay, Lord of the Rings. You shall not pass. Okay, I want that energy. Okay. So listen, I don't know. Everybody, y'all looking at me like, girl, I have no idea who Gandalf is. But anyway, hopefully somebody out there knows. Listen, the point is, need to be prepared to make sure your business is making money right now. Okay. If you have a business, that needs to be priority number one. If you do not have a business, you need to start getting one together. You need to start figuring out, how can I start to initiate or grow my side hustle so that I have some money coming in? Because in case this fool does something that would eliminate my job or does something to hurt my employers, my private industry, such that they have to start laying off people, I need to have money coming in from someplace else. Okay. You need to do that. Now, here's the thing. I know this is a scary time to be thinking about that, because stuff is changing all the time. It's shifting like every day is some new thing. Even like I told you, even over the weekends, they're doing stuff like this thing that I told you about the Civil Rights Department and Department of Education happened this weekend. They are up to shenanigans. The Trump crime organization is up to shenanigans 7 days a week without stop. Okay, maybe I should call it the Trump Elon crime syndicate. Okay, they are up to shenanigans. And if there are any, honestly, seriously, if there are any Democratic strategists on here, please use this language. The Trump Musk crime syndicate that has taken over our government. Y'all need to start talking about these fools like that. If I hear one more person about my Republican colleagues, I am going to just I'm gonna pick up my television and throw it out the fucking window. Please stop. Stop giving these people legitimacy. Anyhow, whoo, Jesus. The ineptitude is unfreaking believable. Here is what I want you all to know. You have to look out for yourself. That's the bottom line. As I've said today, probably a lot more transparently than I should have, the leaders are not leading. The leaders are not leading. The Trump Musk crime syndicate is just going off the rails, doing something crazy, outlandish, destructive every day. I mean, their whole approach is about as finesseful as you would expect a wild boar to have in a china shop. That's exactly what's going on with them in terms of how they're completely just causing mayhem throughout our government. So what I want you to know, obviously they're not looking out for you. In fact, I would argue that they are targeting you. They are targeting you, particularly if you are not a white man. So what do you need to do? If there is one thing that gives me solace and gives me hope in this moment, it is this one bit of wisdom that I hold on to that has proven to be true for me personally. But I think you would find throughout history this has been true. In moments of crisis, there is also great opportunity. Somebody put that in the chat for me. In moments of crisis, there is also great opportunity. Now, I want you to think about that. Think about that. In moments of crisis, there is great opportunity. If ever we were in a moment of crisis, that time is freaking now. Would you not agree? We are in a moment of crisis, to say the least. My question to you is, what are you going to do to find the opportunity that lives within the center of that crisis? It's there. It's there. Anybody here like pearls? I like black pearls. They're my favorite. How do you find pearls? Pearls are found in the center of certain oysters. Not all of them have it, but some oysters, in the middle of it, you will find a pearl. I want you to think of this time of crisis that we're living through right now as being an oyster. Will you find the pearl? Black pearls, absolutely. I want to invite you to find your pearl. I decided to put together a training a week from now. It's not, roughly a week from now, a little bit more than the weekend now. A week from now, starting on February 24th. That's called Innovation. And what innovation is all about is helping you find your black pearl. It's really understanding that in every moment of crisis, there is opportunity. There is one thing I need for you to understand. The biggest mistake you can make right now when it comes to doing what you need to do to make sure that your business survives this onslaught is just keep moving on and doing everything exactly the way you've been doing everything, because things have changed. The world has changed. These people are flipping tables. Lord knows that's the truth. Turning shit upside down. Like I said, they have about enough finesse as a wild boar running through a crystal shop. This is not normal. In the absolute worst sense of the word, this is not normal. So you cannot afford to continue to run your business as if it is. You have to look for the opportunity that is in the eye of the storm. In innovation, I want to take you through my creative process of being able to find opportunity in the midst of chaos. It is a secret that led to my millions. Finding opportunity in the midst of crisis. My first million came at the very beginning of the pandemic when many business owners were on their heels trying to figure out what the hell to do. When they were on their heels trying to figure out what the hell to do, I was out in the field making my first 7 figures in 8 months. Who wants to ride with me? Just as sure as you born, as my dad would say. In every crisis, there lies opportunity. But you have to innovate to get there. You have to do some things differently than you have been doing them to get there. You have to figure out exactly where the opportunity lies, and then you have to expand your offerings or create the offer that will help you tap into that opportunity. So I want to invite you to join me for Innovation, my 5-day series that's going to help you find your Black Pearl. And you can register at innovationtoelevation.com. That's innovationtoelevation.com. And I call it that specifically because in order to elevate in this moment, you've got to innovate. It's just a no-brainer. Now, am I saying that this means that you need to, throw everything out the window, the baby and the bathwater? Absolutely not. There's probably most of the things in your business you should keep doing. But I'm also saying that you need to take a good look at that. And you need to figure out, okay, with everything that's going on now, what new offerings do I need to bring into play? How do I calibrate what I'm doing, given what's happening right now? What other targets do I need to be looking at in terms of potential customers for what I do? Innovation, you got to do things differently. Okay? Yes, baby? Uh-oh, I have not. Give me about 2 minutes and I'll help you look for them. Okay, baby? So I need for you to, my baby can't find his glasses. He can't get on the road. Oh, this is a good way I can keep him home, y'all. I can just hide his glasses. See, I found his Achilles heel. Okay. So, that was mean. I love my baby. I hate to see him go back to college. But anyhow, so I want you to join me, guys. Innovationtoelevation.com. Innovationtoelevation.com. We start not tomorrow, but the following Monday, February 24th. I am so excited. It's a brand new training and it's really meant to help you innovate so that you can elevate in this time when a lot of your competitors are going to be backtracking. They're going to be falling behind. They're going to be losing their way. They're going to be losing their confidence. They're going to be scared shitless so that they're not going to do anything except for what they've been used to doing for the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And that is not what they need in this moment. I don't want you to get stuck there. Innovation will help you come up with a new direction that is calibrated to this new environment so that you can win. All right? So once again, if you go to innovationtoelevation.com, I have the link. I should have it here at the top of this post. If you're watching me on all the places except for Instagram. For Instagram, I have pinned it to the very top of the comments. And just as soon as I'm done, I'll put it in my bio. But innovationtoelevation.com. Thank you so much, Dr. Gail, for dropping that for me. That's my girl. She always got my back. Okay. Listen, you all, I appreciate y'all so much. I apologize for all the F-bombs that I threw tonight, because I know it was raining F-bombs tonight, but I had to get it off my chest. Okay, I had to do a little rant today because I was just crazy. But with that said, you guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. I look forward to seeing you next week for Innovation to Elevation. For Innovation, go right now to innovationtoelevation.com, grab your spot, and I'll see you in about 7 days. Because listen, ain't nobody coming for us. We got to be willing to do it for ourselves. All right. I'll see y'all later. Take care. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.